Welcome to Measuring Success Right, the official student-led podcast of the Marriott Student Review, where we connect the leaders of tomorrow with the issues of today.
Thank you for listening to Measure Success Right. I'm Taya Wolf-Hobson, and I'm here with Bentley. How are you doing?
Doing swell.
So you're one of the co-founders of this brand called Otishi, a gym shoe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here, I got one. So they are slip-on, barefoot style gym shoes designed to help people have a stronger, more stable base when they're lifting. And it also helps with a bunch of other things. They help with stability, comfort, and help to align your body better, like with posture and stuff. So
Yeah. And you're also a student here at BYU, right?
Yes,
What are you studying?
entrepreneurship.
Tell me a little bit about, so we have this shoe business. How did you guys come up with it? How did that journey start here at BYU?
I would like to say it was a bit of an accident. Part of it wasn't an accident, part of it was. My co-founder, Jose, who's our CEO, started a shoe brand with his wife, but they did just baby slip-on sock shoes for first walkers. They started to notice that customers were saying, I wish I had these, but for myself, so that I could match my baby, right? So Jose was doing some product testing and wearing those. He found a shoe kind of like this, but not quite, and was wearing them around campus. Someone stopped him and said, hey, those are sick. What are they? And they opened up the website and bought the shoes right there.
Wow.
So we knew people liked those shoes. But he knew that those shoes were honestly kind of bad and that it could be done better.
Yeah.
He started tinkering with it. At the same time, DJ was the president of the Creators Club here on campus. He was running the bar at the Rollins Center, like the soda bar.
Soda bar, yeah. Just to clarify.
The soda bar here on campus when it was in the Tanner building. And I love creators. I'm part of the club because I love entrepreneurship and I love being around people. So I spent a lot of time in there doing my homework in between classes or doing other work.
Yeah.
Jose was always in the back corner of the room and he was always doing either work or homework. And DJ was always at the soda bar. So we inevitably became acquaintances.
Yeah.
And we ended up kind of talking. Jose approached DJ because he wanted a creative guy that could kind of come up with branding and make things look good. And he knew that DJ had a knack for that. Initially, he brought on DJ, and then I thought it was really cool. So I hung around him and chatted a bunch and helped them come up with ideas. And at one point, they're trying to come up with a name. Jose, obviously, he was playing with that product, but he really wanted to start a new business so that he could give back. This business was essentially a lot easier to do a lot of good with a for-profit business because then you're making your own money. You don't have to collect donations like with a nonprofit. He wanted to start this business to help give back to people in Peru because he's from there. He's an immigrant. And so when they were trying to come up with the name, I found a national park in Peru named Otishi National Park. And I said, you guys like this? And they're both anime nerds, so they're trying to think of like Japanese names, and they're trying to think of cool
You're like, if
other
we're
names.
giving back to Peru.
I was like, we should probably do a name from Peru. Otishi kind of sounds, a lot of people think it's Japanese.
Yeah.
It's actually from a native dialect called Arawak. It means peak or summit. So all of our branding is like achieve peak performance.
I always thought that it meant dragon because your little symbol kind of looks like a dragon.
Yeah, the dragon is actually an Incan god Umaru.
Okay.
In some stories means like knowledge or wisdom, but mostly we chose it because it looks cool and also a little bit like niche, like religious beliefs. Historians believe that Amaru or Quetzalcoatl, a lot of these feathered serpent gods throughout South America were a mythological representation of Christ coming to the Americas.
Interesting. So you're putting this little plug in for these
Yeah, like a tiny little thing there.
That's
and then
amazing.
the name of the national park. Because we're all members of the church. We wanted to have some of that imagery in the business, but we didn't want it to be outright.
So when you guys all came together here at BYU, which is
Oh, yeah.
amazing. It's like, that is incredible that you started a business being a student. How long has it been going on?
We're about 2 years.
2 years.
March of 2023 is when Jose had the idea.
Okay.
So we're about 2 years. But our business officially incorporated in July. So we're like a year and some change.
Yeah. So when was the point that you guys were like, we're going to do this, we're going to make a brand?
In March, we came up with the idea. And then Jose and I would stay up way late just in this like office provided to students through the SEED program.
Yeah.
It was in a building called the Startup Building. We'd stay up until 10 or 11 at night, cutting shoes open with X-Acto knives and
Wow.
piecing things together and looking on Amazon and seeing what we liked and what we didn't like. And from there, we ended up getting into the SEED Launchpad program, which essentially, over the course of the summer, it's this program that allows students to go all in on their businesses to really test and see if they can build something. Every week, there's lunches provided along with guest lectures to teach about core business fundamentals and entrepreneurs who've done it, and you can ask for advice. The SEED program provides mentors. So
Wow.
you are given a mentor that you can actually talk to. So we were given John Richards, who's the founder of Nomadic. They make bags for travel and cameras. And he helped us. We were like, okay, this is cool. We listed the product on our Shopify website early on to get some like pre-orders, like $20 pre-orders.
Yeah.
Like, hey, are you willing to pay $20? We'll get it to you in like 8 months.
Yeah.
And so that was like our initial like baby validation. Over the course of the summer, we finalized our product samples and started putting together footage for a Kickstarter campaign with the help of John. And we were kind of like, okay, this Kickstarter campaign, we're testing the water, we're seeing if it works. And after a lot of effort, we launched, thanks to funding from the Rollins Center. We got access to the $27,500 worth of grant money that they provide to students, the Miller grants. We launched and funded 500%.
Wow.
And we funded 100% in the first 13. And at that point, we were like, I guess it's going to work.
Yeah.
So we just decided to do everything we could to make it happen.
So you guys started this. Did you put any money into, like, are you debt free in the business? That might be
No, you're good.
personal financial question, but
That's actually, it's not a hard question. We initially started the business off with somewhere between $1,000 to $3,000 of is Jose's money.
Mhm.
So he's the lead founder and he put a little bit of money to do some product validation. But we funded most everything with the money we got through grants. We spent $10,000 in ads leading up to our campaign.
wow, it paid off,
It
right?
ended up working out. So we used Jose's credit card and then we used the grant money to pay off the credit card. After that, we didn't take on debt until we started larger inventory.
Because you guys have a warehouse now, right?
We work with a third-party warehouse.
Okay.
We rent out shelf space and their employees' time. Their employees will grab our product, pack it, and ship it, and we pay for that. We do have debt now because we're a product business, and we can't order one pair of shoes at a time. It costs a lot of money to order 7,000 pairs of shoes.
Yeah. So it's like you got on, but then there's sales.
Yeah, so then you pay off the debt. Yeah, exactly. You pay off the debt with the sales, and then you get more debt to get more shoes, and then you slowly pay that off with the sales. It just kind of goes like that.
What were your goals like heading into school? Did you want to start a business initially? How did it, and what do your goals look like now that you're in a business? Yeah.
Before school, even from my youngest age, when they asked me, what do you want to be when you grow up? I said I wanted to be an inventor. Turns out I didn't want to be an inventor. I love making things. I'm self-taught in 3D modeling, CAD, laser cutting, 3D printing,
Let's
CNC
go.
machining. Like, I love doing all that. And initially, I wanted to go to BYU and become a mechanical engineer, but I really wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to come to BYU to be a mechanical engineer so that I could make things and bring them to the world. But I hate calculus, and so I ended up pivoting to the entrepreneurship major. It was in my first semester, so I didn't really get that far in mechanical engineering. I pivoted to entrepreneurship because I really just want to be an entrepreneur.
You like creating.
I love making
yeah.
things and bringing them to the world. So I ended up pivoting into that major. My educational goals, never really wanted higher education. There was like 2 majors at BYU that I was even going to consider. Otherwise, I was going to try and figure things out on my own.
Yeah.
I got into the major, and now that I'm like running the business, I'm definitely a little less focused on my grades. I'm a lot more focused on finishing school.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah. Do you graduate this semester?
My co-founders, Jose and DJ, are graduating this semester.
Oh, that's rough.
I technically have like 2.5 years left.
Yeah.
Because the business is growing so fast, I'm actually going to have to slow down. I'm probably going to end up being part-time for a while to finish school because I won't have bandwidth to manage full-time school.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's ultimate goal about getting an education is to get a good job to pay the bills. And since you're already doing that.
I came to school to learn more so than I came to school to get a diploma.
Yeah, that's great.
So being in the major, I just wanted to network, get to know people, take advantage of opportunities, and see where things went. But I do want to finish to be able to say I did it.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely not finishing to give to an employer.
Yeah. So speaking about school, you're in the Marriott School of Business, and we've got our essential values: faith in Christ, integrity, respect for all, and excellence.
Yes.
I just remember FIRE. So that's what our MCOM professor always says. It's FIRE. That's what it spells out.
Integrity, respect
for all, and excellence. Yep. So before this, we talked a little bit about both, but let's focus on integrity for a little bit. Tell me how that has gone with the company and also how that's impacted you on a whole.
Yeah, integrity. So with the business, we kind of started things off. We're all college students. We have Jose, Steve, me, and then we have Ben and Eric, who are guys that we brought on about a year in. But we're all college students and don't have decades of experience. So we rely a lot on mentors. We were talking with one guy that said, get us some manufacturing overseas. We were negotiating with him, with the factory, kind of seeing how things would go. We were looking to place our first really big order of shoes. And we got to the point of talking about like, okay, we kind of figured out manufacturing costs. How much would it take to get there? And the guy that we were talking to suggested, oh, I can save you guys a lot of money. All I have to do is say on the paper that your shoes aren't worth as much, that your shoes are half the price. Mm-hmm. And theoretically, that would save us a lot of money, tariffs and shipping costs. But we felt very uncomfortable doing that because we don't like lying, and integrity is important to us.
Yeah.
We're a business, not
so your reputation is
trying to make, we're not trying to ruin anything. So we ended up deciding not to go with that manufacturer or middleman because of that. Another example, early on, we found someone that was very excited to work with us, and he wanted to help us out. But we noticed that over time, he was kind of doing things to get in favor with us, almost like he was expecting favors. And we ended up deciding to that either. Integrity, I guess.
It's not just about being honest.
Yeah, it's not just about being honest. It's about not allowing, obviously it wasn't anything physical, but we were willing to just go along with his convincing, right? What's to keep us from taking bribes, doing other things, right? So we held off from two because we felt not necessarily in control of the relationship in a respectful and friendly way that we prefer.
Yeah. I feel like, especially as you're at BYU, you guys are college students, like there's so much that could happen. Like so much is at risk, right? Like especially being young, that if you go back on your integrity, like say we're not going to do it that way.
Yeah.
And don't have integrity, a lot is on the line.
Yeah.
There's quite a few things that are...
You set up the reputation that all you have to do is pay him a little extra, or take him out to lunch a few more times.
Yeah.
He's willing to do anything. Who knows what that sets up for the future.
And then before this, we were also talking about faith in Christ and how there's been a couple things along this journey of Otishi that has kind of come through that faith. I'd love to hear some of those stories. So
at Otishi, Christ has always been central. We started this business with the goal to help and take care of God's children. The point was to give back. We give back to help with educational initiatives in Latin America. Ever since we really even did anything crazy, we decided that we wanted to keep Christ in our culture. We start every meeting with a prayer. Early on, when we were, getting ready for that Kickstarter, we had an instance where it was us three, Jose, DJ, and I, driving back to campus from a networking event, and on the freeway, noticed that there's a big event where a bunch of fitness influencers were going to be, and we knew that there'd be a bunch of fitness influencers, and so we decided then and there, like, all right, we got to go. We got to take this risk. It wasn't like a forceful prompting, but I believe that was a prompting from Christ that we needed to go. So when we got there, we had a video that went pretty viral and really helped us get off the ground for launch. Even before that, we actually initially made these shoes. We have not been a gym company. Earlier, you might remember I said that we noticed that the kids' parents wanted shoes like that. Shoes. So we developed those shoes and tried to sell it to normal people and kids' parents. They didn't want it.
Oh.
And so my co-founder we were trying to figure out who the heck are we selling to? And once upon a time, and eventually, DJ made a post on his personal TikTok account saying, hey, I'm excited to wear these shoes in the gym. Right? They're awesome. They help me feel more stable. And that post had like 20,000 views out of it.
Yeah.
He didn't get that many views. And so we noticed, oh, wow, actually, like the gym people really enjoyed these shoes. And so that's why we've kind of gone into this industry. But
so it was almost going to be like a mommy and me company where it matches the shoes.
When you go to the office, you hate how your feet feel all sweaty and no one really cares much, apparently.
So then the rebrand of that.
So, yeah, we continue to try and stay open. I don't think there have been any major revelations like those from early on since we pay attention to small promptings over time and implement them. And that's what's going to help us the most.
When I was younger, like I remember this one time when I asked my dad, it was probably the first time I felt like I had actually had a prompting, probably 11 or 12, the first experience I remember, It was just to introduce myself to someone at some youth event, and I didn't follow it. Later in the car, I'm 11 years old, and I asked my dad, what does a prompting feel like? And he's like, well, let's get into some stuff here. And he said, when you're young and first learning to feel the spirit, sometimes it feels like a drum that's just banging. But then as you get more and more in tune with it, it's almost like the thing that's keeping the drum tight loosens and it's softer. I understand that not everyone feels promptings that way. But at least for me, the more in tune I am, it's almost like those little thoughts are the prompting, and it's not as distinct as I know this is the spirit. It's more like, let's go on a whim here. And then after the fact, it's like,
then you realize, I've had those where it's like intense burning in my bosom. I've felt, or I've had eureka ideas and stuff, but most of the time it's just small, simple things.
Yeah. So. How do you measure success, and how does that look like for you personally and in the business?
I feel like I measure success in a few ways.
Okay.
Personally, I measure success based on how happy I am. If I'm not happy and I can't find joy in something, then I'm probably doing something wrong.
Yeah.
There are other metrics too, like money. If you're looking at money, is it increasing or going down? If you're losing money, then maybe there's something to be had there. Similarly in the business, we measure our success with dollars.
Yeah.
That's just something that we have to do, because if the business doesn't have dollars, then we're not a business anymore. So I think a more important driver for us is how happy our customers are. Obviously, we sell our product to someone, but we sell this product to them because we think that it's going to make their life better. It's important to us to know how much good we're doing in the world. Another thing is, how many people have we helped? We've only done 2 major initiatives with education. We're currently trying to figure out what we're going to do with this last year's money, but we built a lunchroom for a school in Guatemala.
Wow.
And that was really awesome. And then we actually helped to pay, I don't remember what country it was. It was Ecuador. I might be wrong. We paid for the tuition and all the school supplies for a couple girls to go to trade school.
Wow.
I think I had a lot more fulfillment when I found out that we were actually going to be able to help change their life so significantly and almost change their entire futures, just being able to help and bless them. I guess being part of God's hand right there. And we're hoping to continue to do that.
So kind of going off of that, like what's your guys' next? Because I've poked around and you still have the two basic colors, right? Are you guys going to branch into pink and blue? Or is there something else coming
so
from
we've
the
got
business?
Black and white. I'm currently wearing our version 1 shoe. So we don't make these anymore.
Oh.
But our version 2 shoe, we have black and white, and then we have a gray and a tan. We're always kind of experimenting with other colorways. We've got some partnerships with some pretty major
Nice.
animes coming out eventually. I can't say when, but
Okay.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Those will have unique colors, and we are trying to put more of an effort in to make small, unique color batches to kind of test with our audience. We're also in the pipeline testing to create unique colorways and patterns for the athletes and influencers that we work with. So
that's
some
cool.
of them, they'll get their own shoe, which
Yeah.
is going to be really cool because they're going to be motivated to tell people about it.
Yeah. So I have a question before we get back to the whole success conversation. How are you guys comparing to the shoe market? You've got Puma and Nike being the biggest, but Adidas,
100, Noble,
yes,
Vivo, those are all like niche ones. What else?
Vans.
Sorel, Vans, Uggs. There's a
Yeah.
ton.
So how is it going into this market that people are so aligned with those brands as well? Like people wear 100% Nike or Adidas or...
So it's interesting. It's a barefoot style shoe, right?
Yeah.
So those aren't rare or new. There are some fairly large companies that do that, but we noticed that there weren't many of those companies that were selling to people who lived. Most of them sold to people who run. And so
It's true.
we saw an unsupported need in the
Yeah.
lifting world after we went viral on TikTok. We noticed, oh, wow, these people don't actually have barefoot shoes. So we noticed that we could actually help fulfill. And we're really not trying to sell, those people who are 100% Nike. We're trying to sell those people who are trying to be better aligned and have more natural biomechanics, which is essentially just a posture.
Yeah.
Your knees, how your back is aligned. Everything starts from the foundation of your feet. The people that understand that that's really important in the gym, those are the people that we initially sold to. But more and more people have started noticing, oh, this is something that you really want.
Yeah. So you've kind of tapped into this niche market, and that's how you guys are able to get in there.
Yeah, and we're slowly getting less niche. So,
Yeah.
like we started off with a super tight and narrow niche because we knew that we could kind of get in there without anyone noticing. And then now we're like slowly.
That's awesome. So switching gears back, what lessons or experiences have you had that have shaped the way you view success?
When I was younger in high school, I tried to start a dropshipping Shopify store.
Good for you.
Because I wanted passive income.
Yeah.
I thought, to me, always, ever since I was young, success is freedom of time.
Mm-hmm.
Because I really want to be present and available and have that freedom to be there for my family whenever I find a wife. Initially, I thought it was like passive income, like make money while you're not working. And slowly over time, I've kind of learned that a lot of the schemes for passive income aren't actually passive. You don't get passive income until you've already made a bunch of income and you put it in places. I used to chase this like kind of illusory, grandiose image of like, I'm going to be 18 and driving a Tesla.
Yeah.
So I've started figuring out I don't have to have that perfect, especially now. I'm not married. I don't have kids. So I don't have to have total available time because I can work. And as long as I'm happy, then that's success. And over time, my measure of success will continue to change, right? It'll get closer to that faraway image of being able to be there while I raise my kids. But for now, while I don't have kids, I'm just working every ounce of my soul off, and I have a lot of fun with it. So I think I'm pretty successful in that measure.
So from your experiences and being here at BYU, how do you manage like a work, startup, school life balance?
I don't
Okay.
very well. My grades are not very good this semester because turns out also when you push yourself that hard, your mental health can suffer. So I have been trying to juggle everything and figure that all out. There's an analogy that I really like. It is from a general authority, but I'm not sure which one. I think it's Elder Bednar. Life is like spinning plates, right? You focus and spin one plate and get it spinning and it's good.
Yeah.
And by the time you're done, the other one's about to fall off. So you got to catch up and spin it. And then you're onto the third, right? I don't really think that at any given moment you can be perfectly well balanced. There's like 2 or 3 things that you can keep well balanced at any moment, which is like sleep, food,
Yeah. And then like,
prayer,
what is it going to be?
hopefully exercise. But those things are relatively small, right? I mean, it's not like you have to pray for 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
You do have to sleep first, though. I don't balance things because I know that sometimes there are seasons where you have to, kind of put time in to stuff. And when I'm doing that, mostly what I'm doing is just trying to keep the other plate barely spinning while I'm focusing on this one big thing.
Project.
Yeah.
That's a really good lesson of, hey, you don't have to keep them all spinning. You just have to.
They don't all have to be going 100%.
Yes.
Right?
I heard this analogy, I think it was on Instagram or something, where he was talking about Jeff Bezos. Basically, he just said, is this a 2-door decision or a 1-door decision? What he meant by that is a 2-way door. You can walk in and come out. If college isn't for you, you can go through and come out without graduating. You can change your mind even once you're there.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know. And then there's like 1-way door decisions, like, and it should be. But like getting married, you're right. Like that door, I know not 100% of the time, but like locks behind you and you're off. And so I think that sometimes you have like 7 2-way doors in front of you and you can't walk through all of them.
Yeah.
And you just have to go for one and then come out and then go for them.
Exactly.
And so, to your point, not everything's going to be balanced.
No, I don't think anyone who's not ready or prepared to make that kind of commitment, I wouldn't even recommend starting a business too, because it's just like so much. Sometimes I do wish that I had a job where I could just go clock in, get paid, and like
Walk out.
go home and worry about girls and my homework.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for this opportunity because I enjoy it.
Pros and cons,
Yeah.
right? There's a lot of pros here in this space. From everything we've talked about in your own personal life, what are key takeaways that you would give, key lessons that you would give to, we normally say the rising generation, but maybe I'll change that to like
Our generation.
Yeah, but also maybe people who want to start. It's kind of a loaded question.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to have a couple answers.
I gave you a couple questions.
For the rising generation, focus on passing your elementary math. For people starting a business, maybe 2 pieces of advice. 1 step at a time. It's a big old cake. Break it down to 1 slice that you can do in 1 sitting. And then come back for the next slice. Because you try and eat the whole cake at the same time, you're going to be covered in frosting and half of it's going to be on the floor. So that's important. And then another one for if you're starting a business, the best validation is another person's dollar. I would never start a business unless I've already had someone commit to paying me. Or even in our case, they already had paid us with pre-orders. They were pre-ordering the shit. For people our age in the Marriott School, just like life in general, I'd say you don't have to be perfect. It's really important to have compassion for yourself. All too often, it's easy to think that you failed or messed up or you haven't done enough in your life. But you always have more chances. There's always more opportunities. I'd say very few decisions are 1-door decisions.
Yeah.
Most of the time, you can go back and restart. You've got plenty of time. Don't waste the time. Take action. But when you fail, don't think that you're a failure. Learn from it. be compassionate for yourself. Learn to love yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you, Bentley, for being on the show. We hope that you guys come back for the next episode of Measuring Success Right.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Measuring Success Right podcast. If you like this episode, please share it with a friend and subscribe so you don't miss the next interview. The Measuring Success Right podcast is a production of the Marriott Student Review. This episode was produced by Stuart Bird, Allison Pope, Sarah Bird, Taya Wolf Hobson, and Jackson Berthold. Sound design and audio engineering by James Call. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast do not reflect the official views or opinions of Brigham Young University or The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.